it big with me, your man, Louis T. Welcome to the 2019 NFL Draft Prospects 101 series, your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names of the 2019 NFL Draft. We're talking defensive linemen, and this guy that I'm about to name, I've had the pleasure of watching him grow and blossom into the player that he's become, one that may hear his name on day one of the NFL Draft. I can tell you this much. The upside here with Notre Dame defensive lineman Jerry Tillery is off the charts. And me being a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan and watching this Golden Domer blossom into a guy that right now is playing some of his best football is really exciting. And I think this is a guy that, with the things he brings to the table that you can't teach in size at 6'6", length with 34-inch arms and 295 pounds, I think this is a guy that has a lot of the things you're looking for with a defensive lineman. And I've got the perfect comp for him. And I think he could be what that guy has turned into at the next level if he continues to dedicate himself to the game and is a much more consistent football player. Something that has eluded Jerry Tillery throughout his Notre Dame Fighting Irish career is consistency. He was much more consistent in 2018, but there were games and lapses where you just didn't see Tillery show up. And so if he can eliminate those types of performances and be more consistent, game in, game out, snap in, snap out, I think you're talking about a guy that really could be a big-time player at the next level. So let's look at Jerry Tillery and what he brings to the table. 6'6", 295, 4-year player at Notre Dame, 50 career games, 13.5 sacks, 24.5 tackles for loss. Something that I think he needs to do is get his hands up more. He's 6'6", yet he doesn't deflect many footballs. I'd like to see that change at the next level. But nonetheless, I think this is a guy that can impact the game in a number of different ways. And he's also a guy with 4 block kicks. So I talked about him impacting the game in numerous ways. That's another way that he can impact a game. And so let's look at what he was able to accomplish in 2018. And we'll start with the first game one of the first games of the season versus Michigan, as the Fighting Irish were at home. So you look at Tillery here, watch him stack and shed on a 3rd and 3 to make a tackle and force a 4th down. And that's a hell of a play right there, because he's getting blocked, finds a way to shed that block and get to the ball carrier, stop him essentially at the line of scrimmage and force a 4th down. Here you see Tillery, you can't let the guard wash you out of the hole. I mean, all he needed to do was put him in the dryer at that point, because he washed his ass clean on that play. You can't allow that to happen. Luckily enough, his teammates were there to back him up. Here, look at the explosiveness after the discard. Watch him cover space and ground. One thing about Jerry Tillery, he's such a big guy. He takes humongous steps, eats up a ton of grass. He can close the distance between he and a ball carrier very quickly. Here, watch him avoid a couple of blocks, get in the backfield, but then stop his feet. Don't stop your feet. Go make the play. That was a great opportunity for a tackle for loss. He stopped his feet. Do not stop your feet there. Here, great stick-to-itiveness by Jerry Tillery to keep fighting until the opening came to where he could get to the quarterback. And then the thing I love about Jerry Tillery, on a lot of these hits, you'll see ball comes free. You know, I love when guys force fumbles. And Tillery's one of those guys that does it quite often. When he hits the quarterback, ball comes out. That was a game-clinching sack force fumble that preserved the win for Notre Dame versus Michigan. This next game versus Vanderbilt in 2018, watch Jerry Tillery get to the quarterback here. Ball's out, ball's on the ground. And I talked about when he hits the quarterback, a lot of times that ball comes free. And all this is his favorite move right here. It's a quick club that he uses to beat the guard here and get to the quarterback. Watch this quick club, boom. Just like that, he's around, rip to finish, get to the quarterback, ball's out. That's gorgeous right there. That's his go-to move right there. That's his bread and butter. You'll see him win a lot of times with that club move that you just saw there. Here, this is latch and snatch to pressure the quarterback. And I love latch and snatch. I've talked about that numerous times. I just love when guys ragdoll the offensive lineman, pull him, and then thrust himself towards the quarterback to get pressure. On this play, he gets his hands up Gets the deflection. I need more of this from Jerry Tillery. You're 6'6", bruh, with long arms. Get your hand in the passing lane. You're not always going to get to the quarterback. Get your hands up in the passing lane and affect the play somehow. He did it on that play. I'd like to see him do it more often. This was the game right here that defined Jerry Tillery. As you see, this first play versus Stanford in 2018, rips through a double team to flash front side, forcing a cutback and a tackle for loss. It's a great play by Tillery there. Next play, quick club for immediate pressure on the quarterback. And he got away with a little bit of a Reggie White head slap on that play. It's still a great catch by J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. But if you look at this play again, if they run it back, this is kind of a head slap right here. Boom. And they outlawed the Deacon Jones head slap because guy has to blink when you do that, and that's how you get by him. But Tillery had his way in this football game. This is a nice play here. I love the effort there to withstand the cut block and then get outside and make the play on Bryce Love before he can get into the end zone. Here, I need more of this from him. Long arm of the law here to bull rush and then sack the quarterback. You've got vines for arms, bruh. You got to start playing to your strengths. You've got long arms. Use them in your pursuit of the quarterback. Use them in your pursuit of the running back. Here, watch the long arm of the law. I talked about Nate Herbig. He's a big guy. And look at that long arm of the law. Jack him up, put him on skates. All right. And now let's get to the quarterback, man. You should be doing that more often. And Nate Herbig is not an easy guy to move. He's named Nate Herbig for a reason. He's damn big. And this next play, persistent effort to get to the quarterback and force a pass that should have been picked off. That's a good job by Jerry Tillery of getting to the quarterback and making that a tough throw, one that just went in the air and should have been picked off, really, when you look at that play. Nice job of standing his ground versus Nate Herbig in the run game and then shedding him for a piece of this tackle. Again, he was dominant in this football game, and this is the game that may get him drafted in the first round because you see everything you're looking for from Jerry Tillery in this game. Push and peel right here. Going to push the pocket a little bit. Quarterback tries to escape. You peel off of that block, and you get to him, and you sack him yet again for another sack in the game for Jerry Tillery. And so you'll see this here. He's going to collapse the pocket, and then quarterback tries to escape. You peel back up the field off that block and get to the quarterback and get him onto the ground. Here, this sack on the twist to the outside, he widens the tackle and then comes inside for the tackle. There's a ball on the ground again. I talked about when Tillery makes contact, he comes with that swipe down at the ball hand, and generally the ball comes out. This is a gorgeous play here on this twist to the outside. Watch him widen this tackle on this twist to the outside. And what that does is it allows him to push off of that tackle. All right. Push off of that tackle, and that gives him the inside route to the quarterback, and he's able to knock the football free. And that's gorgeous right there by Jerry Tillery. And here, latch and snatch for the sack. Talked about how I love latch and snatch. You see it there. That guy had no chance right there. He was able to get his long arms on him. And when you got arms the size of Tillery, you should be contacting that offensive lineman first so you can control the action. That's what he did on this play, latching, then snatching quickly to thrust himself past that guard. Watch him latch and snatch. Now rip up the field, get to the quarterback. Costello didn't have a chance on that play. It was a monster effort from Jerry Tillery, a 4-sack game. He was everywhere. That game was huge in his development in 2018. This next game is against Pitt. This first play, he wins front side to disrupt this play. Doesn't necessarily make the tackle, but because he wins front side, he disrupts the play and forces an immediate cutback to his help. This next play, explosive stunt inside to force an errant throw on a 4th down. And again, once he gets ahead of steam, he eats up ground so quickly with those massive steps that he takes. And so he was able to force an errant throw there. Here, sheer quickness off the snap and awareness to where the play was going, to recognize what was happening and blow it up for a tackle for loss to force a 4th down. And we'll get to see this one again. Generally, you follow the fullback on plays like this. They'll take you straight to the ball. And Tillery says, to hell with that. I know what's going on here. And he even beats the fullback to the play. Fullback's supposed to be coming across. Tillery beats all of them to the football there and able to get into the backfield and make the tackle for loss to force a 4th down on that play. In this final play here with Tillery, a double team displaces him, creating a huge rush lane for a big gain on this play. Look, sometimes double teams are going to get you. They're going to win. You'd like to see him stand his ground in that situation, but that was a tough one. Guy came from the side and really helped displace him, and a big rush lane was created there. You'd like to see him hold his ground, not move sideways, but stand up square to the line of scrimmage and stand up to that double team. In any event, though, that was some impressive stuff from Jerry Tillery. The length, the size, the athleticism. There's a lot of things that reminds me of the guy I'm going to comp him to, who just had a phenomenal 2018 in which he had 12 sacks, obviously a career high. I don't think a lot of you understand what DeForest Buckner is out there doing in San Francisco, but Defoe was looking like Debo in 2018, and we all thought he had the potential to do that coming out of Oregon. I see the same potential out of Jerry Tillery. If he's able to put it all together, he could be a guy that 3-4 years down the line, we're talking about as a double-digit sack getter in the league. And Defoe finally realized his true potential in 2018. We're hoping that that's something that consistently moving forward we're going to get from him, and that 2018 wasn't an outlier and an aberration. But Jerry Tillery, a lot of the same skill sets, a lot of the same attributes, a lot of the same numbers. When you look at their numbers and you crunch them and you put them side by side, they look eerily similar. I think Jerry Tillery has a lot of DeForest Buckner in him. Hopefully he can make the kind of dramatic leap that we saw from Defoe in 2018 down the road. If Jerry Tillery stays on the course, because he's on an upward trajectory right now, if he stays on the course and the trend that he's on, he'll make that kind of leap at the next level. I think he has the talent to do so as well. So that's Jerry Tillery and what he brings to the table in a very deep defensive line draft class. Tillery is among one of the best in this draft class. I'm your man, Louis T, signing off. Remember, there are plenty more of where this came from, so don't you go anywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Louis T Network. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss a thing. Also, Louis T Network podcast. Check it out. A lot of great content, including a lot of draft talk over the last 3 or 4 pods. So check that out as well. Louis T Network podcast available on Stitcher, Google Music Play, TuneIn, iTunes. Also, Spotify now in the playing field as well. So check it out on Spotify and, of course, the website louistnetwork.net. I'm your man, Louis T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage. It could be. Also, mock draft next week and the draft party days 1 and 2 live here on the Louis T Network. Don't miss a thing. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Louis T Network.